What if I told you that the secret to making a woman want you, truly desire you, isn't about what you say, but what you don't say? It's not about being more present, but about becoming a ghost. Now, before you click away, understand this. I'm not talking about being a jerk. I'm not talking about the rude, cowardly ghosting that leaves people hurt and confused. I'm talking about a psychological strategy, a calculated withdrawal that flips the entire script of modern dating on its head. Most men are taught to chase, to please, to be available 24/7. They text back in seconds, they shower her with attention, and they make their interest painfully obvious from day one. They think they're showing they care, but what they're really communicating is that they are just like every other guy. Today, we're going to throw that playbook in the trash. I'm going to show you how disappearing, strategically and temporarily, can be the most powerful move you ever make. This is the advanced class, the one that 99% of men will never understand. So listen closely, because what you're about to learn is how to stop chasing and start being chosen. To understand this, you first need to grasp a fundamental law of human nature. We value what we have to work for. We cherish the things we invest in. Think about it. A book you paid for is more likely to be read than one given to you for free. A degree you struggled for means more than one that was handed to you. The same exact principle applies to attraction. Most men do the opposite of this. They try to make it as easy as possible for a woman. They buy her dinner, they do everything she asks, and they basically roll out the red carpet, hoping she'll be impressed by their kindness. And then they are left completely frustrated when she goes back to the toxic ex who never gave her the time of day. Why does this happen? Because she invested in that ex. She worried about him. She fought for his attention. She spent hours thinking about him. And we humans love the things we invest in more. When you are constantly available, constantly texting, constantly reassuring her of your interest, you are robbing her of the chance to invest in you. You become predictable, easily accessible, and ultimately less valuable in her eyes. You're like an open book she can read in one go. There's no challenge, no mystery. But when you pull back, when you become scarce, her mind starts to race. This triggers a powerful psychological process called mental rumination. This is when a woman starts thinking about you, even when you're not around. She starts asking herself questions. Does he like me? Why hasn't he texted back? Is he with someone else? Every moment she spends wondering about you, trying to figure you out, is a moment of investment. She is now cooking, going from instant ramen to that slow-cooked barbecue brisket that needs time to become perfect. You're no longer just another guy. You're a puzzle she needs to solve. And that mental effort, that investment of her thoughts, is what builds powerful, lasting attraction. So how do you actually do this? Strategic disappearance is a two-part process. First, you build intense connection and investment. Then, and only then, do you pull away. Step one is to create a high point. In your initial interactions, you need to be fully present. This is where you apply the principles of charisma, presence, warmth, and power. When you're with her, you make her feel like she's the only person in the world. You're not thinking about what to say next. You are genuinely listening to what she is saying. You are comfortable in your own skin, spontaneous, and relaxed, which makes her feel comfortable and relaxed with you. You are demonstrating that you are a man of high value, not by bragging, but through your calm confidence and your actions. During this phase, you also need to get her to invest. You do this through what can be called compliance. You start small with simple requests like, "Can you hand me a napkin?" Then you escalate gradually to gentle commands like, "Let's dance." Each time she says yes or follows your lead, she is making a small investment in you. Your goal is to lead the interaction and get her used to investing her energy and compliance into the dynamic you are creating together. Now for the crucial part. Step 2, the withdrawal. Just when the interaction is at its peak, when you're both laughing and the connection feels electric, that is when you must be the one to end it. You say, "Hey, I've got to get going, but it was great meeting you." You end the text conversation first. You create a period of silence. This is the strategic ghosting. It's not a permanent disappearance. It's a calculated pause. It could be for a day. It could be for a few days. The length depends on the intensity of the connection you built. The key is that you are creating a void where your presence used to be. Her mind will immediately try to make sense of it. Wait, things were going so well. What happened? She'll replay your conversations. She'll analyze your behavior. She's now deep in that state of mental rumination we talked about. You haven't given her the validation that every other guy is desperate to provide. By not chasing, by not immediately seeking her approval, you signal that you are different. You are a man with his own purpose, his own life, and you are not tied to the outcome of any single interaction. This indifference is incredibly attractive because it demonstrates true confidence that this silence cannot last forever. The point isn't to make her angry or resentful, although even that can be a powerful form of investment. The point is to make her miss you and question your interest. When you do reappear, your value in her eyes will have multiplied. So after a calculated period of silence, maybe 2 or 3 days, you reinitiate contact. But your re-entry is just as important as your exit. Don't come back with a needy, "Hey, sorry I've been so busy." That gives away your power. Instead, be casual, be fun. A simple, "You'll never guess what just happened," or a reference to something you talked about previously works perfectly. When you reconnect, you'll notice a shift. She's more eager, more responsive. She had to work for your attention, and now that she has it again, she values it more. She has invested her thoughts and emotions into you during your absence. You didn't chase her. You created the conditions for her to start chasing you. This is how you break the pattern of being the nice guy who finishes last. You are not being manipulative for the sake of it. You are understanding and applying the fundamental psychology of desire. You demonstrate that you are a man of high standards who doesn't just settle for what's available. You are not afraid to walk away, which paradoxically makes her want you to stay. You refuse to put her on a pedestal simply for her looks, and that challenges her. This challenge makes you unique and forces her to prove her worth to you, completely flipping the usual dynamic. Ultimately, attracting women isn't about a specific line or technique. It's about embodying the mindset of a man who knows his own worth. The man who is the prize, not the contestant. Strategic ghosting is simply an expression of this mindset. It's a practical application of the principle that she feels what you feel. If you feel needy and desperate for her approval, she will feel that you are of low value. But if you feel confident, detached from the outcome, and willing to walk away, she will feel that you are a man of high value, a man worth investing in. So forget everything you've been told about constant pursuit and being always on. Learn to create moments of intense connection, and then learn to create a space of silence. Let her mind do the work. Let her invest. Become the puzzle she can't stop thinking about. Because in the world of modern dating, it's not the man who shouts the loudest who wins her affection. It's the one who has the strength to whisper, and then the confidence to walk away. That is how you stop being an option and start becoming her obsession. Thanks for watching, and goodbye, Mr. Nice.